am your host Tremizi, and I will be explaining the reasons why Goku was the only one to use the Kaioken. First, it is important to understand what the Kaioken is in the first place. You see, the show describes it as a technique that increases one's spirit energy, strength, speed, senses, and reflexes, thus turning themselves into a super version of themselves, as described by Goku. But what does that all mean? Well, to be honest, what Goku is describing is nothing more than an adrenaline rush. That's right, one of the most noticeable moves in the series is nothing more than a simple adrenaline rush. Disappointed? Well, don't be. Not when you understand just what an adrenaline rush is capable of. You see, an adrenaline rush is described as a feeling of excitement, stimulation, and enhanced physical ability produced when the body secretes large amounts of adrenaline in response to a sudden perceived or stress-induced situation, usually from a person finding themselves or others around them in danger, and the brain and body responding by pumping adrenaline, which is a type of natural steroid that the body keeps on standby. This may not seem like much at first glance, but there is much more to it than you may think. You see, the effects of an adrenaline rush include an increase in strength and speed, numbness to pain, heightened senses, major bursts of energy, and increased breathing, sweating, and heart rate so that your body can keep up with all the changes. All of this sounds much like the Kaioken, but can an adrenaline rush really push a human to superhuman feats? Actually, yes. Although there is no way to measure the increase because it is unique to each person, there have been many stories about people doing amazing things while in this state. There are multiple stories about people having adrenaline rushes so powerful that they literally lift cars off of their loved ones. A man lifting a car off of his son-in-law, a woman lifting a car off of her father, and the list goes on. Other cases talk about things like a man who fought off a bear to save his wife and kids. The bear attacked and the protective husband and father got in the bear's way, stuck his left arm in the bear's mouth, and used his right arm to repeatedly punch the bear in the face so many times with so much power that the bear bitched out and ran away. The bear bitched out and ran away. Truly, the adrenaline rush is not to be taken lightly, for it is proven time and time again that it can turn this into this. So what does that mean for our various heroes in the DBZ world? Since this power already exists in every living person, and the Kaioken is basically just the ability to trigger and control this power on command without having to wait for it to occur naturally, then why didn't King Kai teach it to any of his other mini students, or even the human heroes of the show? Well, the answer is because King Kai is a responsible teacher. You see, for all the positive effects that an adrenaline rush has on the body, it also comes with some serious negative effects, which include a tremendous amount of stress on the muscles and strain on the heart and the brain. Usually this does not present much of a problem because a normal adrenaline rush only lasts for a few seconds to a few minutes, depending on the type of danger one may find themselves in. But in some cases, people have found themselves having repeated or prolonged adrenaline rushes that put them in a considerable amount of danger. Usually due to someone who has serious anger issues or someone with some kind of chemical imbalance. In these cases, people find themselves having multiple adrenaline rushes without reason, or in people having extended rushes that go on for as long as 30 minutes to a full hour. Good luck stopping these psychos. But this puts a person's body in serious danger, as the strain can wear down muscle tissue over time. The part of the body that's in the greatest danger, though, is the heart and the brain. Going through this all the time can begin to harm the memory cells of the brain, but what's worse is the heart, as the constant strain weakens the heart over time and puts the person in question in danger of heart disease, heart failure, and heart attack, which can all take effect when the rush is not present. So think about the Kaioken, the ability to command an adrenaline rush whenever you want and control how much is pumping throughout the body. And let's just say, for the sake of argument, that a standard Kaioken is equivalent to a standard adrenaline rush. Then think about how you could take the Kaioken to times 2, times 3, times 4, times 5, times 20, and even the Super Kaioken, which we can only assume is times 100. If King Kai was to teach the others the Kaioken, he would be signing their death sentence. So then why Goku? What makes him so special? Well, the answer to that will amaze you. For you see, the reason is that Goku is a Saiyan. I know, shocking, right? But that's basically it. DBZ has shown time and time again that Saiyan DNA is superior to pretty much everything else in the universe. And that Saiyans can adapt to anything. No matter what happens to them, they just continue to get stronger for it. Training your whole life? Power boost. Getting married? Power boost. Eating everything in sight? Power boost. Getting the shit beat out of you? Power boost. Getting killed? Power boost. Brought back from the dead? Power boost. Studying for college? Power boost. Take a nap? Freaking power boost. For Saiyans, no matter what they do, they just keep on getting stronger for it. So really, Goku's Saiyan heritage is the only reason that King Kai had even considered teaching him the Kaioken. In fact, he was not even thinking about it at first. When Goku first arrived, King Kai thought he would just landed there randomly. And then when Goku asked for training, King Kai agreed to train him, but was only going to give him the standard training that he gave everyone else. It was only when he learned that Goku was a Saiyan and saw the Saiyan adaptability firsthand that he made his decision to give him his special teachings. Now I know what you're thinking. Tien, Yamcha, and Chaozu all got through King Kai's test of having to catch bubbles and swat Gregory in a shorter time than Goku. But you have to remember this. At the time Goku arrived, he was not able to handle 10 times the Earth's gravity, and his power level was still weaker than that of Raditz. Hell, Goku had not even broken the power level of 1,000 at the time. While when the others got there, they each was around half the power of Nappa and was fully capable of moving around in 10 times gravity. So Goku had a lot more catching up to do. So if you do the math and the comparisons, Goku achieved much more than them in a much shorter amount of time. But even with all that, Goku still is not out of the woods yet. Even with his Saiyan adaptability, he still needs to stay wary of how far he pushes the Kaioken. He is still in danger of killing himself if he pushes himself too far. For example, when he fought Nappa and Vegeta, his body was only able to handle a Kaioken of ×2. But because Vegeta was kicking his ass, he took the gamble and went ×3, which began to put a huge amount of strain on his body. Then in their Energy Blast standoff, Goku went ×4, winning the standoff but leaving himself unable to continue fighting. Goku learns his lesson from this and never goes overboard again though, as seen when he's fighting Frieza. At this point his max is ×20, and even though Frieza is still beating him down, he never attempts to go so much as ×21 or ×22, because the last thing you want to do is render yourself helpless against this guy. But even with all of Goku's control over the Kaioken, there is still one danger he cannot escape, and that is the danger placed on his heart. Even with being a Saiyan, the heart is still one of those organs that you cannot get stronger through training. And Goku's constant use of the Kaioken against Nappa, Vegeta, the Ginyu Force, and Frieza in the year that it all happened, not to mention all the natural adrenaline rushes he suffered from his body just from getting pissed off, or when he turned Super Saiyan after seeing Frieza kill Krillin, considering he had already used up all of his strength prior to this and was truly running off of pure adrenaline pumped through his Super Saiyan transformation, this all put a considerable amount of danger on his heart. In fact, all of this is most likely what weakened his heart enough for the damn heart disease to catch hold. See, it all comes together. And you thought the show was just a bunch of random events that didn't make sense. And so lastly, if it takes a Saiyan to handle the Kaioken, then how come no other Saiyans learn it? Well, the answer to that is simple. I mean, think about it. The only other Saiyans are Vegeta and the kids of both Goku and Vegeta. And Goku may be a moron in most cases, but he has shown to be very responsible when it comes to the few things that he is knowledgeable of. And from a parent's point of view, would you teach your kids a technique that could ultimately kill them if they misuse it? And don't even bother asking about Vegeta. We all know that he would never let Goku teach him anything. And there you have it, a full explanation about the Kaioken and why Goku was the only one to ever use it. So, if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment in the comment section below. Also, if you have any questions you would like answered, go ahead and ask away. And so, till next time, my friends.